Welcome back to Whatever Garage. In this episode, we're going to do some cosmetic things to the 81 Corvette. Let's get started. And by cosmetic, I mean she has been missing her lenses here since I've owned the car. And I have them, got them off of eBay, pretty cheap. So let's put them in. All right, now to do that, you see me do it a million times. It's 4 screws. Oh, get the right attachment here. It's 4 screws. This dash has been gone in and out of so many times that this panel will not sit up here correctly. We did do some modifications to it a couple times ago, and it's become loose again since, you know, I've put in 2 different stereos in here and messed with everything. So this time we're going to try and fix that problem so that she will remain in here permanently secure and quit bouncing the stereo around while we drive. Because as you see, that screw does not go in there straight. It goes at an angle. This side is still good. It's still at a slight angle because of the way it's being pulled out, but it's still tight. In case you missed what we did last time, I'll show you in a second. Let go. There we go. Oh, dropped it on the floor. Okay, now, the stereo is not secure back there. That's one of the problems. It bounces. We'll see if we can't fix that this time. But one of the first things you have to do is, if you want to get this out any, gotta slide it forward. Watch out for your... I just heard something fall. That's not good. Something came disconnected. We'll figure it out in a second. Move it off to the side here. And let's see. No, gauges are still connected. You want to make sure those are still connected, okay? Hold on, I'm going to show you. You got to come closer. If you look, let me move the wire. Hold on. If you look right here, I used a drywall anchor, okay? This dash is nothing but a real hard foam, sort of like what you find in those fake potted plants. So this was all routed out. And see, I heard something fall. What was it? Anyway, so I put one of those in there. It worked great. And I did it on this side. The only problem is this side is now loose. I got to figure out how to fish it out. Okay, and then we'll have to find a bigger one to put in there. All right, the one on this side just didn't come loose. It just completely broke. So I need to find a better one. All right, as stupid as it may sound, I'm using a big drywall anchor because that one's really wallowed out. Now, it's only stupid if it doesn't work. Okay, so let me show you. Just to show you how wallowed out it is. Look, I can easily push it in there, okay? That required a little force, but it's right there, okay? So let's put it back together once we look in there to make sure we didn't loosen anything up. let me remind myself that the whole reason we took this apart was to put the lenses in. So I have taken the back off, and one of those things we heard fall was one of the light bulbs from in here. So either I have to find it or I have to go get a new one. And I've got some in the shop, but it's just a matter of, do I want to look through here or do I just want to go get one? It's sort of tight in there. Maybe I'll just go get a new one. But anyway, these, sorry, it's upside down. This sits on top of here, okay? So you take this out and you'll lay your lens right in there and then put that over it to hold it, okay? Both sides. And I will show you in a minute. I just wanted to tell you first. I got one of the new clips and an LED bulb, but I find that these clips usually don't fit very well. So let's see what happens. And what happens is it doesn't fit very well. It won't go in. All right, let's look at it and compare. Let's say to this one. Yeah, I see the problem. Problem is they're different. Oh, there's my other screw. Yeah, the screws came out when I tried pulling this out. So all that work I did to fix it did not work. Okay, one goes in. Maybe I can get the other one in. Why will one go in but not the other? They are the same. Yeah, forcing it's not the answer. Let's take a look at it. Okay, that spot had the dent in it. So I'm assuming that's where it was hitting. Let's see if that helped it any. Well, I think it may have. There we go, popped in. Now we turn. Only problem is when you turn it, it goes to the wrong side. It doesn't touch. Okay, there we go. Now turn. Negative. Let's just leave it like that. I mean, it's in there tight enough, it won't come out. Let's just try it like that, okay? If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Make sure my gauges are clean. Don't worry about check engine light. I know it's not there. It's for a reason. Okay, now, the whole reason we came here was put these in. And now we've had to fix other things. Alrighty. First of all, seat belt and check engine goes on driver's side. Please just go in. Make sure they're facing the correct direction. I should be reading them backwards from this direction. All right, the next one's low fuel and alternator. Back in. Just that simple. And if you have a Corvette that doesn't have all sorts of issues, yours will be that easy. You won't have to fix your light. You won't have to fix your screws because all the holes are routed out. What I'm thinking about doing, is putting on some, you know what? I could wrap the edge in duct tape. It won't be seen, okay? I know that's very gauche to say. I'm gonna duct tape my Corvette, but yes, I think I will duct tape the back of it inside where it can't be seen. Now, all I can say here is I hope some of these screw holes still hold, but I doubt they will, because when it pulled it back, I think it broke the areas I had epoxied. Hence why we're gonna have to use duct tape. And we're outside today because it is a wonderful 83 degrees. That's the high for today. See that one? Does not work. It's routed out. So is this one. This one's routed out. Damn it. And it's because when I pulled it out, I guess the cable that's plugged back in here for all the gauges is short. And it just pulled the back out. Didn't give me any leeway to get back there. Look at that. It's just the top two. Okay. Well, let me go get the duct tape. As you see, she's duct taped. Did the sides and the top. Not too much, but just enough to hold her. Now here's the other problem. We need to test this to make sure that the LED light's put in the correct way, because it can only go in one way. If it's put in the other way, it won't shine. So, very quickly, let's plug her in. See if we can get the light to come on. Hello, dipshit. We're having problems. All right, here we go. I don't mind the stereo that's just hanging there, Scott. Okay, beautiful, beautiful. Find the keys. Somewhere under my fat belly. There we go. Ha, look at that. That's your low fuel. Wait a minute. We don't have low fuel. I got a full tank of gas. Why is that on? Maybe that's why there wasn't a bulb in there. We don't want that staying on the whole time. No, yep. Come on. A little more. We just take it out like it was already, I guess. That's just a damn shame. All right. Plug the oil sensor back up. Make sure this is in secured. Get the stereo up here. Make sure she's still secured. What is that? Okay, it's just tape. That was an exposed wire. We're good. I'm going to try and put this in first, since I had such a problem with it this past time. Okay. And again, I can't seem to remember. And see, this is where it happened last time. This stupid connector here for this stupid little light. Now I'm going to try and pull this back out. Oh, well, the good news is I can reach it this time. Thought I was about to undo all the work I did. Are you even on? Yeah, you are. Okay, that's back in. One more time. You're off to the side. Nope, you're not. You need to be above it. Okay, she is in position. Now here's the key. Will it or won't it screw back into place? I'm gonna have to get in your way for a second. There, I had to see the hole. Definitely sitting better. Now the top ones are a little finicky, usually. Of course, it goes in perfectly when I tell you that. Ladies and gents, she's back in. Is she perfect? No, she's not perfect. She never was. Dash is cracked here, cracked there. Still need to get a cover for it. All right. That part's done. Let's see if we can get the radio back in without screwing anything else up. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, that was a severe pain in the ass. And all we accomplished was putting in that and that. Oh, and re-anchoring that. Okay, so we did do something. Now, I want to fix these things because they keep falling off. So I am going to do two-sided tape. Why? Because I can. Because it's the only other way I know to fix it. Because see, if you look over here, this one's popping up. Can you see over here? Yeah. You see where it's popping up? This one's laying flat, but when the wind blows, they both tend to move around. So I am going to do a little tape on there and there. Let's see what we can do. Okay. I think my battery's gonna die before I get this done. Let me bring you back when I'm done, okay? Parked in the garage. Forgot to show you when I finish this. I'm already parked in the garage, but two-sided tape, two-sided tape. That's gonna be the best they can do for now. Like I said, I'm gonna get that cover to go over here and then you'll never know. At least they won't blow away this way. All right, yesterday, drove the car for about 50-something miles. Was really happy with all the work we had done to it. Then I hit a speed bump and my gauges, plop, fell out. All that work we did, and the lenses fell back out. The whole thing fell backwards. The top two screws gave way. So that fancy duct tape job of mine did not work. So now, and I said before, I had another one from my other Corvette. Well, I looked at it yesterday. It is from the other Corvette, but it's made for a 79. It has a spot for a clock, not for an oil pressure gauge. So we're gonna take this one apart and see if I can fix it better. Unit came out rather easily. So now we need to go back to the shop and figure out how to get that to stay on there. If you also remember, just a few minutes ago, that dropped off the back of this and I didn't know it. Well, when I was editing last night, I saw it, so good thing we're back. So we had the fuel thing. Trying to remember exactly how it goes. It goes in like such. All right, there, it's as good as I can get it. All right, that and that, everything else is fine. What I've discovered, come here and look at this. Okay, sitting on here, you have the 1, 2, 3, 4 holes, okay? All 4 of them, the epoxy has let go because of it being pulled backwards, okay? But if you look here on the sides, these are 2 brand new holes that don't get used, okay? And, let me do it the correct way. When this is down here, they're covered by metal where I have the markers. So here's what I'm thinking. There's not enough metal there to put a hole, but we could route it out just a little bit and then put a screw on top of it and that should hold it in, okay, with brand new holes. Now, that doesn't solve the bottom part yet. I still have to figure out the bottom part, but I think that's what I'm going to do for the top. That's the start. Very small bit, and I was able to router out a little nook right there, and we're almost there. It almost needs to go into this a little bit. I'm trying to figure out the best way to do it. Meaning, if I could just dent this in a hair, but I'm afraid of doing that. So this is what I was doing. Oops, not like that I wouldn't. Okay, see, like that. And actually a little indentation in there, but not much. Will not be enough. See if I can show this to you straight on. Can you see that? It doesn't line up just yet, but we're getting there. I did this side already. I still have to do the other one. I'll show you that. As you see, it's holding it. Let me unscrew it and show you what I had to do. Now, I used that little router bit to get the hole. And then I had to knock this side in using a punch so that there would be enough room for the head of the screw, okay? And then I used this router bit to sort of make a little channel. And it works. It goes in, okay? And it screws in tight. So no harm, no foul. Now some of you say, well, why don't you just buy a whole new thing? Well, give me the money and I'll go buy one. How about that? Stuff costs money. I try to do stuff to fix what I've got, okay? That's what I'm doing. Now, I've already marked where that is. That's where the hole is going to be, needs to be. All right, let's move this out of the way so we don't mess it up. All right, now, I think I may have gone a little too high. Let's find out. Got to be careful. I don't want to break the frame since I got the radio in it. And I don't really want to take the radio out because I'm afraid of stripping out the screws I have in here. It's always something, isn't it? Oh, man. No, I didn't go too high. That one is on the money. All right. Still needs to go over a hair. Oops. Nope. Now that it's in correctly, it's not on the money. It's way too high. How did you do that, son? Trying to get the bit to bite is a little difficult. And as you see, I missed my mark by a hair. So I need to router out the black part. I think we can do that with this bit. All we have to do is just put force on it upwards. Can y'all see this? I hope so. Let's see. You know what? Let's put it back how we had it. Like this. And I'm about halfway there. I could say I was completely 1 bit's width off. That is sad. Sad, sad, sad. Let's do this side first because this one's the hardest, in my opinion. Was the hardest. And see, it still hits. It won't go down flush, which means, oh no, it's holding it in there. Let's just look at it. I think I see what we need to do. Okay. Oh, yeah. Let's unscrew both sides before we try and take it out and ruin everything. I would just be glad to have a dash that doesn't fall apart. That would be nice for a gauge cluster, you know? The radio's actually been working quite well lately, except for when I plug my phone in. Then it just acts all up. Just trying to take the point off of that part. I think we may have it here. That's what I'm gonna keep saying each time at least. All right. Where's your screw, dude? I need to start putting stuff down in a spot. One spot and one spot only. Look at that. It went in. Stays, the bottom barely moves, but moves it does. I still have the screws for this, but all they do is just go in. They don't do anything. I don't have any JB Weld. I forgot to go to the store this morning. What'd you do with the other one, dummy? Tell you, I'm not focused today, guys, if that isn't obvious. All right, you know what? I can't pull it off. Ta-da! Now, let's undo it and put everything back together and put the screens in. Oh, the screens are in the other car. Damn it. I gotta go get them. But hopefully this repair holds. I would like to stay out of my dash for at least a month. And I hate these things. I hate these things, they use them because they crack. Not crack, they scratch. This is a brand new one I bought, and she's already scratched up where I've just tried to knock the dust off in the car. Scratched. Sorry if I'm whining, but you know, when you buy something, you sort of kind of expect it to last at least for a few years, right? All right. Now we need to go get the lenses to put in. This one, that's fuel and battery. That is going to be, if you're in the car, yeah, this side. And then this one, obviously, will be this side, and that is seatbelt and check engine. All right. This goes like that. See, this is probably the part that needs to be, oh shit. Just realized something. We need to router this out too. All right, let's do this. Not a problem. We should anticipate things. Isn't this so much fun? I think we're just going to use the big one. This is pressing on something. It's not fitting right. I'm trying to figure out what is causing it. There we go. Figured it out. Better, but not perfect. All right, let's see if we can make this work. Remember, any dust that gets in here will get on your gauges. All right, we have our lenses in. Lock them in. Alrighty, hopefully this is the last damn time. And sorry this is taking so long. I know we got other work to do, but I wasn't anticipating my gauge cluster falling apart. Remember, those just sort of sit there. This thing's really being held in by these guys. These are just sort of showing it can't go left and right. Okay, I don't want to force that. That's tight. I'm gonna get y'all a closer look. Look, okay? This is from behind. She is tight. She's not falling out this time, okay? If you look at it, it's got a wee gap on this side. Right down in here. I think we can live with it. If it holds, we can live with it. Let us not forget this. Yep, it's touching the copper. All right, she's golden.
Well, if you couldn't already tell by the voiceover, the battery in my microphone died. So the next few clips, there's no volume. But what I'm doing here is looking at the wires, making sure I have what I need, and then we're going to put the dash console back in slowly so we don't separate it or mess it up. Alright, after screwing the panel back in, I'm happy with it. So now we're going to start the car and see if all the gauges work. And of course, the first thing I notice is the power is turned off to the radio, so now I'll have to redo all my presets, which is going to take about 10 minutes, but I'm not going to do it in front of y'all. And then we're going to try to see if the rear view camera is going to work in just a second.
All right, it looks like we have volume. Okay, apologize. Apparently the batteries died in my microphone. First time that's ever happened since we've had these microphones. So, lesson learned. Pay attention to the light on the side of the freaking camera. All right, so update. I went ahead and deleted the video that I did of this yesterday because there was no audio. What we're doing is we are adjusting the timing. She looks like she's about a tooth off. So I have removed the plugs, got the time into 0, verified through the spark plug she is up and the valves are closed, okay? We're there. The one thing I did forget, I need to mark the harmonic balancer so I can time this sucker this time. Yeah, let me go run in the house and grab one of those. We've got her marked with the paint marker. Now all we have to do is pull her up, adjust the rod on the oil pump, move her, put her down. Just that simple, right? No, never is. There we go, 9/16. Usually the hardest part is trying to undo this thing because of the way this vacuum line is for the transmission kickdown, or for the transmission. Looks like it's loose already. Hold on. No, that would be my imagination. Oh, now it's loose. There we go. Okay. We're not taking it all the way off like we did last time. We are merely going to bring her up. We're going that way. Did I move too much? No, I'm going with that. Let's try that. There we go. Man, you're going too far. She's over this way now. Let me just see something here. Get a little perspective on this. About like that. No, that's right. She's on the money. 4. So that's going to be 1, 8, 4, 3, 8, and of course 2. That's 2 more. We'll get to that in a minute. See if I can find them all. That's 7. 7 does no 7 never wants to stay. This looks like 5. Let's see, 1, 8, 4, 3, 6, 5. You're number 2. And you are, I bet, number 1. Yeah, but you're caught on something. All right, that's 1. We're missing 1. Where is she? I don't know. It is right here. 6. One 8, 4 3, 6 5, 7 2. If I'm wrong, correct me. Power's plugged in. We just need the distributor wire. Where are you hiding? All right. Wait a second. Nope. And I'm going to show you something here. This is the problem I've been battling with some of these distributors. And this just happened pushing it on here. If you don't pay attention, the wire will come out. See? All right. For some reason, they're loose in there. I've messed with them. This is actually one of the better fitting ones. That's the first time that one's come out in a while. Let's try again. Okay, and then just pull on your wires just gently, not hard. All right, they're up in there. My reservoir looks low, so I want to check the radiator and make sure we got coolant. All right, give her a little bit of timing. Remember, we're on the professional throttle cable here because I don't have a bracket for this yet. This is hooked up. All right, I need to open up the garage. kiss my air conditioning goodbye. And then, oh, we gotta put the battery in it. Let me go grab that. All right, here we go. We're gonna start her up. I guess I'm being optimistic. All right, brakes on. She's in park. Oh, what is she hooked under? Uh-oh. Here we go. Maybe a little more timing. There's no backfire this time. Yet. Well, there's the backfire. Well, I guess it just couldn't be that simple, could it? All right, let's give her a little more timing. We don't need to be in it, I guess. What's up?
What's causing that?
Timing.
Oh, is there anything I can do to help you?
Nope. I'm just trying to adjust everything now. I just made an adjustment, and obviously it wasn't enough.
Do you have your camera on today? Oh yeah, you do.
Yeah, it's right there, yeah. All right, hang on. I think she's still one tooth off. I mean, it's better than it was, but it's still a tooth off, I think. Yeah, that's an internal backfire.
Staying running.
Yeah, you can just tell she's not happy, but it's running better than it did the other day when I tried to start it, because the other day it sounded like a Volkswagen, like it was pushing a lot of air.
Yeah.
It's not making that sound now, but it's still not happy. So I think I need to pop that off again and do one more tooth. But just to be on the safe side, I want to get back to top dead center. I don't like
Messing with that if that's not.
Yeah, because I'm not skilled enough, I guess, to say, even though it's pointing this way, I'm trying to adjust it one tooth over. And if it's not back to where I'm used to it, it just throws me off.
Yeah, you don't want the configuration to be wrong.
Well, exactly. Bless you. Bless you. Oh, damn, camera's still on. Let me make the adjustments. I'll be right back. We adjusted the distributor one more tooth. Let's see if it was the right direction. Doesn't sound like it. Oh, maybe it does. Or maybe it wasn't. more timing. That's a lot of timing. I've got pressure on the cable so it stays running. I can't see the damn thing to adjust it. Doesn't sound right. Nah, still sounds like a Volkswagen. Hang on a second. I think I've adjusted it the wrong direction. Doesn't sound right. Just check the gauges. Nothing on the temp gauge yet. Clock works. She's a little slow to go in reverse. Yeah, that ain't gonna happen. Okay, she doesn't choke down like she did before. She's a little better, a little. But I think she's got way too much timing cranked into her, so something's still not right. All right, I've adjusted the timing again. But this time I actually found something wrong. I had number 6 and number 4 crossed. Down there they were in a bundle and zip tied, and I was lazy and didn't want to cut the zip ties to verify. So I ran my finger thinking I was following them, and I was wrong. Okay? Y'all should be used to me being wrong by now. Okay, now that I have those done, I think I've overtimed it in compensation. So let's find out. Haven't even tried it yet. Well, how about that? Let me open up the garage door real quick. Choke is not hooked up, so it'll take a minute. turn that. I don't know why it makes that damn noise. It's aggravating. You guys. See that noise? Should have known that was going to happen. RPMs work. Yeah, the gauges aren't hooked up. I don't know why I even looked. All right, we're almost out of gas. Says we're charging. I'd like to verify that. Let's check the timing. You see that? Where's that smoke coming from? I'm seeing a puff of smoke coming from right here. Ah! Exhaust leak. Yep. Big time. We got an exhaust leak right here. That's me ticking. Why does this thing whistle? It's the front part. No, still gonna leak. Guess I need a thicker gasket. All right, we got a squeaky fan belt still. Oh, did you hear that? Yeah, she ain't doing a burnout anytime soon. The brakes for shit. Too much timing. All right, let's back her down. Why is she overheating? You hear that? She's definitely bubbling. Oh, we must have some air pockets we need to adjust. We'll let her cool down and we'll do that. All right, there we go. 79. There you have it, guys. The 79 Corvette. She runs, but she will not do a burnout. We need to work on brakes. Whatever. I'm just glad that she runs now. It was a stupid 2 wires crossed. She may be slightly adjusted a little too high. Once I check the radiator, make sure thermostat and everything's opening, and she's full. Then I will run it again and see if she needs to be adjusted. So other than that, I appreciate you watching. This has sort of been all over the place today, last couple of days. Next video will be the truck because I want to paint the frame. I have to make some repairs for the frame is split in that one section. And once I do that, then we will clean the hell out of it and then paint it. All coming up next time. This has been Whatever Garage, out.